This has been a while. Ladies and gentlemen, I sincerely apologize for keeping you guys in the dark for an eternity, probably 2 decades. I think the time you may be watching this video, I'm sure a lot of you may already have children. I really want to apologize, guys. It's been a tricky few months. A lot has happened, but I think by the end of the year, earliest or late November, I will be sure to explain to you guys why I have been a bit inconsistent in 2024. But so first on the list, we have got a very popular track, especially to MotoGP fans. This is the Motorland Aragon. Its other name is the Circuito de Alcaines or Alcanis. Spaniards, please forgive me for my pronunciation failure. It's a 5.3 kilometer track. If you're American, it's 3.3 miles. Yes, if you're American, for my American viewers, I have not forgotten about you. And it is located in Aragon in Spain. Now, this is a track that's used for MotoGP as well, and many other racing series, World SBK, and the list continues. I mean, it's a track that has got an FIA Grade 1 license, so it is eligible for Formula One to take place. It was opened in September 2009. It's a very new track, and if you want to know who the designer is, I don't think you should be surprised, because it is a Tilkedrome. Of course, it's made by Hermann Tilke, because every track that's made by Hermann Tilke is called a Tilkedrome. So about Motorland Aragon, it's a very, very nice track. I mean, it's one that I've played mostly on World SBK video games and MotoGP video games. I mean, I like the track. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of runoff as well around the track. And then there's a very nice sequence of corners, the first few sectors, or first sector rather. And then there's the most interesting part of the track, which is the reverse corkscrew, like in Laguna Seca. And well, there's that range of corners. I mean, there's that never-ending left-hander, also known as the Marc Marquez corner, that is quite fast. It is a potential DRS zone if Formula One was to be racing there. And then there's that chicane, or sort of chicane, and then after that there's another chicane that's a proper chicane, and then there's the long back straight, which could make for overtaking. But with how the FIA is, they'll obviously reduce the DRS zone by a few million meters or so. It is a very wonderful track. I mean, I don't know why Formula One doesn't race here. I mean, it's because there's a variety of circuits in Spain, but this one has never ever been thought of. And it's surprising, because Motorland Aragon, I mean, it is a track that I like so much in MotoGP, and I think it should be on the Formula One calendar. The next circuit on this list is the Twin Ring Motegi in Japan. It has got a new name. This is no longer the name. It is now known as the Mobility Resort Motegi. And it's a very interesting track. I mean, it's got an oval track, which is 2.4 kilometers, 1.5 miles for my American viewers, and a 4.8 kilometer road course, 2.9 miles, which is the one we are supposed to be using for Formula One. And this track obviously is another MotoGP circuit. There will be a lot of MotoGP circuits in this video. And of course, this oval track was used for NASCAR, IndyCar, and many others. But I don't think we care about the oval track. We want to know about the road course. Well, of course, the road course is an FIA Grade 2, so which means it's not eligible for Formula One racing for the moment. But I mean, this is one of Japan's most underrated tracks, and it's a very lovely track. I mean, there's good overtaking spots. There's a 90-degree corner, which is turn 11. And then there's that very interesting sequence of corners, the last few corners. And, well, about 4 straights on this track. So, Twin Ring Motegi, or Mobility Resort Motegi, is another one. Number 3 on this list is a very popular one and probably the most surprising. It is the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, and previously known as Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, but you can simply call it Laguna Seca. This, I mentioned Laguna Seca because there was a reverse corkscrew in Aragon. This one is the home of the original corkscrew. It is located in Monterey, or in California, United States. This one is a very interesting one as to why it's on this list. It is FIA Grade 2. It is ineligible for Formula One racing, and it would need a lot of infrastructural improvements for it to host the Formula One World Championship. And, well, it is the host of many interesting motor racing events, such as the IndyCar Series, IMSA, and formerly for World SBK and MotoGP. Now, this one is a very good track. I mean, almost every person that's done sim racing has tried out this track before. I mean, this track is very wonderful. Laguna Seca, I couldn't like it anymore. I mean, I love it so much. The corkscrew is just the best part, and this track is quite tight. I mean, there's no margin for error. I mean, I've tried this on Gran Turismo and many other racing games. There's less margin for error, especially when you're on the limit. If you go wide, you're going onto the dust and you're basically off the track. So, what about Laguna Seca? How long is the actual circuit? It is a very short circuit. It is 2.2 miles, Americans, of course, and 3.6 kilometers, 11 turns. And in IndyCar, the fastest lap time that's ever been set on this track, 1 minute 8.4 if you choose to pronounce it differently. So, Laguna Seca, very interesting track, and I think F1 should consider coming here to replace a certain Grand Prix that I shall not mention. Another circuit that we can add to this list as we get towards the business end is a very underrated track, the Buriram International Circuit. For commercial reasons, it's known as the Chang International Circuit, but for my Thai viewers, we know that that is an alcohol brand. So there are countries that don't allow the use of the Chang International Circuit, but it is called the Buriram International Circuit, and it's located in Thailand. This is a track that not many people know about, but I feel is a very good one. It's an FIA Grade 1, and it's a fairly new track. It was only opened exactly 10 years ago. And the architect is Herman Tilke. I mean, as easy as that. And it hosts very popular racing series, such as MotoGP, GT World Challenge Asia, and Touring Cars Asia Series. Yes, this track has got a total capacity of 100,000, and the length of this track is 4.5 kilometers. Once again, for the Americans, 2.8 miles, and it's got 12 turns. It is a quite short track, but not the shortest. And it is a track that has got a lot of high-speed zones. There's the main straight, of course, and then after turn 1, you're onto a very long straight. And turn 2 is non-existent. It's basically a kink. And then turn 3 is a hairpin, which leads onto another straight. And then turn 4 is a left-hander. And then turn 5 is where the sequence of corners begins. But turn 11 is a short straight, so most of the track is a straight, so it's basically like the Red Bull Ring, and it is actually called the destination of speed because there are high speeds on this track. Very suitable for Formula One in my opinion. The last circuit on this list is another underrated banger, and it is the Circuit Ricardo Tormo, also known as Circuit de Valencia, and officially named the Circuit de la Comunidad Valenciana Ricardo Tormo. In translation, that is the community circuit of Valencia Ricardo Tormo, named after a former Grand Prix motorcycle racer, Ricardo Tormo, who passed away in 1998 due to leukemia. It has a capacity of 165,000 and the main straight, which is almost a kilometer long. It is 0.5 miles long for the Americans and 0.8 kilometers long. It's a very long straight. And this track, of course, is in the Valencian community in Spain, and it has an FIA Grade 2 license, which means it's not eligible for Formula One, but it does look FIA Grade 1, but it is Grade 2. It is a track that was only opened in 1999, 25 years ago, and hosts MotoGP. It is the final round of the MotoGP Championship, especially this year, and has previously hosted DTM and Formula E. Now, this track has been remembered also for something different. It is the track where Lewis Hamilton and Valentino Rossi swapped machinery. Valentino Rossi driving that Mercedes had me thinking he would have been a better driver than some drivers that we've seen in the past few years in our sport. So this track has got a length of 4 kilometers exactly and 2.4 miles, and has 14 turns, and the fastest lap recorded around the Grand Prix circuit is a 1:21.2, which was set by Andreas Zuber in 2006 in GP2. Yes, GP2 used to race here when the series was still kind of new, and that record has not been broken for a very long time. This track has got a very nice layout, and I mean there's that never-ending left-hander of turn 13, which leads into the final corner of turn 14. There's a long straight and a couple of overtaking zones. I mean, some others if you're actually brave. But for me, that is all I had to say. If you feel like there are any other tracks that should have made this list, let me know down in the comments section below. And if you think that my videos are entertaining, even though the lack of consistency is real, please remember to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to, well, show your love for the channel and for this video as well, don't forget to hit the like. Thank you so much for watching, and on to the next one.